Hello all. Have you guys heard the expression, something must be in the water? Well, there probably is, but in this video we're going to talk about what's in the air and what it's doing. A new study out. You won't believe this one, or maybe you will. Makes a lot of sense.
I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you.
So have you guys ever noticed that it seems like people are getting stupider and dumber, just silly, stupid, and lack of ability to pay attention to anything for very long? Well, I think I have the answer, or at least part of it. A new study has been done at the University of Southern California here in the US. What they did is they put out thousands of test stations to measure the air quality throughout the US and Los Angeles especially. What they found was quite amazing. They have found that when you get small particles, soot particles, such as particles from coal burning or driving your vehicle or diesel burning, that type of thing, small little particles called PM 2.5s, which are very small particles indeed. And what they're finding is that these particles are probably, and most definitely, are to blame for the increase in Alzheimer's disease and dementia throughout the world, which is now skyrocketing. We may be poisoning ourselves with driving our vehicles and burning fossil fuels, and definitely burning coal. No more coal. So this type of air pollution could be contributing to Alzheimer's and dementia throughout the world by 21% increase. That's serious. That is serious, isn't it? 21% increase. That might explain my problem. I live right next to a very busy street, and I'm exposed. I'm sitting in the middle of a city. Apparently, city dwellers have more trouble with dementia and Alzheimer's than people in the rural areas that aren't near all the factories and the streets and the roads and the fossil fuel burning. So, how close do you have to be to a roadway to get high exposure? Anywhere from 150 feet up to the roadway, your high exposure. Up to 10 times higher chances of getting dementia and Alzheimer's by living near these places. So those that sit in cars on freeways for hours after hours are also exposed to high levels of. So here is an anatomical drawing of a human. This is the teeth, this is the nose, the sinus area, the throat, and the lungs. This is called the brain. Okay, let's first talk about the different types of particles, these PM 2.5s. There's industrial ash and fossil fuel particles. The industrial waste particles are horrible because they have these little barbs all around them, and they're somewhat circular, so they easily get up into the body and get themselves stuck inside our particular, either our brain or our lungs, or even parts of other parts of our body are affected by these. Ash, everybody's affected by. It's a really bad pollutant for the lungs and the brain. So is fossil fuels. Now, fossil fuels are the smoothest form of pollutants, and they tend to move around the body more than any of the others. Now, what happens is that these particles end up going into the nose, and they come up and they brush against the sinuses, which then are absorbed and brought into the bulb, this whatever this bulb is here, and then enters into our brain immediately, polluting it with all these particles. These particles also travel down and get into our lungs, causing lung cancer. But for this video, we're worried about what these particles do to the brain, which is they cause Alzheimer's and dementia. 21% of all dementia and Alzheimer's is probably brought on by these particular pollutants. Mushy. I lost the eraser. Oh, here it is. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. So there it is, people. We could be on the cusp, the very cusp of figuring out what could end humanity is fossil fuels once again. Fossil fuels are turning out to be quite a poison, aren't they? Isn't it too bad that humans discovered it? I wonder where we'd be if we didn't discover fossil fuels. It was too bad to hear about the Dakota Access Pipeline protest being ended in such a violent way. 9 people arrested, 1 with a busted hip, when all they were doing was trying to protect their native lands. But once again, we no longer hold to treaties here in the U.S., especially Native American treaties, and of course, they were kicked off their own land in a violent way. Unfortunately, here in the U.S., we have a bad case of keeping up with the Joneses.
I'm flying high, but I got a feeling I'm falling.
And the mass media here in the U.S. is constantly pushing bigger and ever bigger both houses, boats, cars, and trucks, adding to the massive amounts of particulate pollution that humans are now putting out at such a huge number. Don't forget, we're at almost 7.5 billion people and growing. Our poor planet can't put up with this much longer. This is a really good reason why we should try to find a different way to move ourselves. Mass transit, electric power, that type of thing. Don't use as much stuff. Try and stay away from the throwaway society type stuff. If you throw it away, it's not worth buying. Remember, move closer to where you work. See if you can ride a bicycle to work or not. That's a very low footprint on the planet. Whereas driving is a heavy footprint both on your health and the health of others. An absolutely beautiful day here. Cool California winter's day. But just yesterday here in the U.S., the southern part of Texas got almost 100 degrees. It was 99 degrees officially.
Nobody else but you. I've got a feeling I'm falling for nobody else but you. I'm flying high, but jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used to.
So it's been very busy lately. It's hard to put in a lot of videos, but there is a lot going on. And I often wonder, shouldn't I have a studio and do this similar to the other man that does his, who is now part of the White House? I can't believe that. What a tree. I just noticed this. Let's look at this tree. We'll do a little zoom action here. So the orange man says he doesn't care about the pollutants in the air and the water because he gets everything, bottled and brought to him on a silver plate. The rest of us have to breathe the air, and him relaxing the rules is absolutely the wrong way to go. Bad move, orange man. All right, guys, I appreciate all the comments and the ups and the downs and the new subscribers. And until next time.
I used to. I used to. I used to.